How are you feeling? Download. Let's make some noise. Damn, that went over well. That was good. My name's Daniel DK. Welcome to Defender of the Riff, live at Download. We are a podcast, I guess, and this is our first time ever filming an episode overseas. We hail from America, and we've come all the way here to play some riffs, talk to some esteemed musicians, and drink some fucking beers with you. How does that sound? Right on. All right, so let's get right to it. I've got three amazing guests today. The first is hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, America, an accomplished actor, writer, comedian, host, you name it. He's also a badass musician. You've seen him all over on Netflix, HBO, Comedy Central, MTV, etc., etc., etc. He's got his own bands, including the Sons of Midwestern Darkness, known as Witch Taint. Make some noise for your new favorite riffer that you didn't even know. Let's hear it for the fucking hilarious Dave Hill. Come on, it's Dave Hill. Make some noise. Thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
I know you had your own set at this festival earlier today,
Yeah.
so...
Oh, at the Doghouse tent.
But hopefully you're not in the doghouse.
No, I mean, I'm in a lot of legal trouble.
Well,
Other than that, really good.
I know a good lawyer, so you might be in luck. Why don't you pick up your old guitar there and show these folks at Download a little tasty preview of what they might be in for?
All right. I had to take the clip-on tuner. That's the fanny pack of guitars.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Wait. Oh.
You hit the one on the left.
No, I like this sound. Thank you.
Dave Hill, everybody. Our next guest...
I'm a minimalist.
Yeah, you put that clip-on tuner back on. You wear that fanny pack with pride. Our next guest is not hailing from as far as Cleveland, Ohio. He comes from about 90 minutes north, a.k.a. Huddersfield, England. He was first introduced to the metal world in 2007 as the guy who was going to revive and save the thrash world. And he kind of did that with his band called Evile. Their first album, Enter the Grave, really saved a dying genre. It was produced by this guy you may have heard of named Flemming Rasmussen of Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. He's been around the world multiple times. He's written some of the tightest, coolest thrash riffs in modern memory. Let's hear it for one of my favorite hangs on the planet and probably the best guitar player since Jeff Waters and Marty Friedman combined. Ladies and gentlemen, Old Drake from Evile! Yeah, you work around this maze of cables, and yeah, you took the hardest route. Look at you.
Hello.
It's Ol, everybody. Let's hear it. They love you. Ol, why don't you get situated there and remind everyone why you're
We made horrible mistakes bringing flying V's type guitars.
So
not legally, for legal reasons, not flying V's.
mine.
No, the very litigious.
Yes.
Gibson. Very litigious.
Yeah, play authentic. Yes, Gibson. Yeah. Yes. With ESP, it's an Arrow, and don't call it anything else. I don't know what your Kiesel one is called. Yours. What is
That's
Dunnable?
Solar.
Solar. You're not playing.
This is a
you're playing-
Dunnable asteroid.
So Dunnable calls it an asteroid. What is
Asteroid, yeah.
Asteroid? What does Solar call the V?
V.
V? Yeah,
Wait,
I think
really?
I think this one's just a demolition V as well. King V, right? They kind of didn't they? Anyways, let's move on with the Gibson lawsuit jokes.
I love lawsuit-based humor. That's my main genre.
Dave Hill's into lawsuit-based humor. Remind everyone why you're my favorite guitar player in the world. Every fucking guitar player thinks they're a comedian. It's unbelievable. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, Old Drake from Evile.
Wait, I didn't know we were allowed to do that. I would have done that.
There we go.
Sorry, I blacked out. For
Okay.
just a hair.
Good. Don't worry, that's why we're filming it, so you can live it eternally. We do have a third empty chair here and a bass amp, if y'all didn't notice. Our next guest is also an esteemed English riffer, this time from the south of the country. She's coming to us from Wiltshire. I think I said that right. She's bringing some much-needed bottom end to this jam. with a form of 4 strings finger picked. She's got her own band out of England called Fury, and they rule. And you've probably also seen her rocking some of the biggest stages in the world with Danish OG heavy metal legends Merciful, Fate, and her name is Becky Baldwin. Let's make some noise. Let me hear those King Diamond screams for Becky Baldwin, baby! Becky, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Great. Why don't you get that
I'm gonna
4-string
get
thunder stick tuned up and let her rip? Hell yeah. So this is your roundtable panel for Defender of the Riff download, folks. There you go. Big on getting them to scream today. It's good.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Now we have all 3 of you. This show's kind of about getting to the bottom of our relationship to the instrument, why we would give up any semblance of a normal lifestyle to do whatever it is the hell that we do. So let's dive into it. I want to kind of get to know the 3 of you and your villain origin story. How do y'all get into music? What are those first sounds that really turn you on to heavy metal, etc.? Let's start over here with Dave. How does it all start for Dave Hill in Cleveland?
Me, my dad brought home Led Zeppelin 4, and I was scared by it.
The Hits album.
Yeah, it has all the hits. It has a little song called...
Stairway Denied.
Yeah. Yeah, he brought that home, and that was the first record. I was like, whoa. Like, they don't even... There's just an old guy with sticks on his back. They don't even put their name on the album. They don't give a fuck about anything. And I was just like, what's happening? I was afraid to be left... In a good way, like, afraid of it. So I think that record.
Yeah, it's the four symbols instead of a band logo or anything.
I know. They didn't give a fuck. They're like, fuck you. We're the best.
So, like, this is album 4. We're already the biggest band.
We're not putting our name on the album. We're not a bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah.
Like the Beatles or whatever, putting their name on the cover of stuff. Like the Stones.
Yeah, fuck that shit. God damn it. So Zeppelin, it scares you, but in the correct way, obviously.
Yeah, in a positive way that was, I think, changed my life.
So Dad brings it home. Are you like instantly like, I gotta play guitar, or is that just kind of your getting your toes wet into being into music?
They got that when I was like 7. I think I wanted to play guitar when I was 8, and I started not until I was 13, and had a family of my own. No.
So you could pass on the Led Zeppelin tradition.
Yeah. No, I started when I was 13. Yeah.
Cool. Is it fair to say that based on that Jimmy Page was a massive...
Still, yeah, he's still my favorite.
He's your guy.
Yeah, I know it's an obscure choice for favorite guitar players, but he is one of my favorite. Yeah, but I have other favorites.
He's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Was there like a first Zeppelin, like rockin' Zeppelin lick that you heard that was like the game changer lick or something like that?
Yeah, I think like...
With a purple umbrella and a 15-cent hat.
Yeah.
Zeppelin's pretty much, I think, a gateway drug for a lot of us.
Yeah.
It's, as you said, a very obscure choice.
It's an obscure,
really little known English heavy rock band. What about you, Ol? What's kind of the first bands, riffs, licks that really turn you on?
My dad brought me up on Queen and Zeppelin, Deep Purple, King Crimson.
Dad rock.
Dad rock. Now it's Granddad rock.
It's Granddad rock now.
But yeah, like... And Black Sabbath.
Yeah. See? There you go.
And then, just all proggy, heavy rock, metal. Is to thank my dad for. So, yeah.
I think it's cool that King Crimson made the list, like Robert Fripp and all that, like psychedelic, progressive.
Yeah, Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say Yes must be on that list.
Lots of prog rock.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. I got to throw out there Rush.
I don't know it.
Yes.
I'm not Canadian enough to play that.
I have maple syrup coursing through my veins. Yeah, good choice. Brian May on there as well is definitely, it's classic rock, but there's definitely that prog and kind of...
There's quite a lot of metal as well.
Big
metal
time.
in Queen.
Yeah, it's heavy, it's progressive, it's theatrical and musical in its own way. It's very cool band.
Like... Fuck.
Right, you're stealing Dave's
That's
bit
my
now.
move is fucking up,
Sorry.
Riff. Wait. I like to tune a lot by ear at full volume. That's one of my signature things.
Yeah!
I just wanted to prove that I knew some Rush.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you're from Ohio. You're
Let's
you're
take some
basically
questions.
Canadian.
No,
Hey,
I'm quarter Canadian.
there's 10,000 people in this tent. Let's take some questions. I think it'll be a really non-chaotic way of running the show.
No, I am quarter Canadian though. My grandfather's from Clinton, Ontario.
Oh.
Yeah, not to brag.
Don't worry, no one knows where that is except for me. Becky, you're in the hot seat now. Tell me about your musical villain origin story.
I guess I did listen to everything my parents did, really. I just really loved music, whether it was like Michael Jackson and ABBA. And then my dad's really into like Hawkwind. And so I think that was one of the big transitions from like rock and prog and like stuff that was like dad stuff to like stuff that I was like, oh, this is cool. So who's this bass player? And like hearing, I think first like the Hawkwind version of Motorhead. I mean, it's not a Lemmy way of playing it because I could never find a plectrum. So I just kind of, but the bass I was drawn to, and Motorhead I was drawn to, and Black Sabbath, Metallica, they were some of the early ones that I was getting really into, and I think we got like more music channels at home, like not just the 5 channels where there was just Top of the Pops, it was like Kerrang and P-Rock and stuff, and just getting my mind open to like punk and heavy metal that way, and then the internet and message boards really kind of opened things up. Like I signed up to some Metallica online forums, like message boards, got kicked out of them because I was just being an asshole 13-year-old on the internet for the first time, like, and then ended up on one of the weird ones, and those people like changed my life. They were like, oh, you like Metallica? We don't actually like Metallica anymore. We like Merciful Fates, and we like Exodus. And I'm like, what? Oh, okay, let's listen to this instead. So so kind of my path kind of changed from Metallica kind of getting into it, and then expanded from there, backward through everything that influenced Metallica.
God, we are the most predictable people in the world. We just had...
Metallica.
Yeah, my most main influences are... I play a Ricky bass. I like Lemmy and Metallica. Ole likes Queen, this little heard of band, and Dave likes Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. This is... We are just really a unique bunch of people over here.
To change things up, I do like S Club 7.
Wait, who?
S Club. Ain't no party like an S Club. I'll show you how. Oh, yeah. So I was not expecting that to get the biggest applause of the entire show.
Wait, what is that?
Someone bring Dave Hill up to speed on S Club 7, please.
They didn't have that in my town.
They didn't have... There was none of that in Ontario or in Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
So if you see Dave Hill walking around the festival for the rest of the weekend, you got to bring him up to speed on S Club 7. We got to win this battle, okay? All right.
All right, Backstreet Boys.
Ooh, yeah. Wow, this...
Is that S Club 7? I think I'm in.
in my efforts to getting to know the three of you folks on a musical level before we get super silly, I'm wondering about a musical career highlight, aside from right now, obviously. Becky, what do you got for me?
So I guess it would be obviously joining Merciful Fate. That was kind of intense.
You took the low-hanging fruit on that one.
Yeah. So the first gig that I did with them as a full member was their first gig in Chile for about 25 years, I think. And it was their biggest headline show they've ever done as a band. On the standalone show, there was 10,000 people. And, you know, in South America, they're like lighting their flares and running around. I was like, shit, what's going on? Like
Chile is the craziest of the South
Yes.
American crowds. Anyone who's been will agree with that.
Yeah.
They're dangerously fun.
I had no idea. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I knew they'd be like intense, but I didn't know exactly what to expect. And when I saw that people had fire, I was like, should we be running to the nearest exit? But like, it was fine. They were all they were trained, I guess. But it was cool. Yeah, it was pretty insane.
Yeah, playing in Santiago is like a rite of passage for how crazy those... Yeah, Chile? Yeah, let's go. That's awesome. Man, dude, I guess, yeah, we're very international. I keep forgetting that there's 150,000 people standing and watching this right now. I feel like it's just the four of us up here.
What?
I would, yeah. That's a conservative guess. I would say 250.
I mean, Dave...
I don't feel safe right now.
You know what? Do we know an exit strategy? Do we have we're going to get mobbed after this. Do we have an exit plan? Dave, what about you for a musical career highlight? Not a comedic career highlight, but what's a musical highlight for you?
I'm glad you asked, DK. I'll give you a serious... When I joined No, I can't beat joining Merciful Fate.
I know, I should have let him rap about that.
They're the greatest metal band in the world of all time, in my medical opinion.
Hell yeah. Hey, you hear that? She played 2 notes. I just jammed Merciful Fate with a member of Merciful Fate. Let's go.
I was born on the cemetery.
Under the sign of my blood and my soul. No, I would say my serious answer. This isn't metal, but I have a band, more of a rock band called Valley Lodge, and I wrote a song called "Go." That's the theme song to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, which is a popular show in the States. And as you can tell by the reaction of the literally 300,000 people. But yeah, that show comes on every week, and I wrote that song, so I'm always psyched about that.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
psyched
pretty
about
cool.
that.
So you
Pretty
wrote,
cool.
you did not write the song for the show. They picked it up.
Yeah. We had just released our third album, and they just called and asked if they could use it, and
That's
it
fucking
was a really
sick.
nice thing to have happen.
Of course, that's super cool.
Yeah.
What a nice, wholesome answer from you, Dave. Oh, what about you?
We played Download in 2010. It was one of the best gigs we did, but the night before I got really drunk on gin, and I was really hungover, so we were playing to like the Pepsi tent full. Great gig, but I could only stand on one spot because I was so hungover, and I was green that none of my gear worked like it should, and it was great, but it was also a hungover, amazing gig. I would say playing Download. Hungover.
I do recall that when I first met you in 2010 that you drank significantly more. I offered you a beer this afternoon and you said, no, I'll get sleepy. So, yeah, you drink significantly
I told
less.
you in confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got beers on ice and groupies and leopards wearing tutus with cocaine trays on their head in the green room right now waiting for us. David Lee Roth is hosting the after party. It's going to be awesome. Ow! God damn it, baby, you know I'm only going to tell you one time. Yeah! Yeah, that's good. It's a guitar show. We're supposed to do more of that. Here we go.
Wait, I forgot to turn it. Sorry. Sorry.
Blacked out again.
Yeah. You know what I want to play though? This is really.
Tuning by ear at full volume. Ladies and gentlemen,
That's my
Dave
thing.
Hill.
Is.
I know you don't really know.
I know you don't really care to see me.
Lay it down.
I love Warren D. Martini is one of my favorites.
I was gonna. Warren DeMartini's amazing. I was gonna say though, in that band, underrated secret weapon is the backup vocal of Juan Crucier. So like all the lay it down, all the low stuff, and lack of communication.
Yeah, but then Juan Crucier ruins it with all his dance moves. Anything he adds to the band is taken away
By the cheesy
by
dances.
the dancing. I'm sorry, Juan. If you're watching, and he, statistically speaking, he definitely is.
100%.
But yeah, horrible dancing.
Juan Crucier, the other voice of Rat and the worst dancer in the band. Let's note a very large elephant in the room, at least for me. It's where we are right now. Not only are we a stone's throw away from Birmingham, the literal birthplace of heavy metal.
Yeah.
Yes, like, hi. And at least they know it.
Daniel, that's not a riff, that's a solo.
I'm more Dio era.
Sing me a song, you're a singer.
It's out of my range. I met Dio once.
Oh, tell me about that, please.
I'm glad you asked. It's funny. I did meet him. I used to do a show called the Dave Hill Explosion at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York mostly. And the first time I did it in L.A., I somehow, through a friend, knew Wendy Dio, and I asked her if Ronnie would do the show, and he said yes. And he came, he showed up there, and I was like, he was the nicest guy. He signed my guitar. He signed an acoustic guitar. I believe I have the only acoustic guitar signed by
Dio.
But then, and this won't maybe make sense we're in England, but then Ira Glass from This American Life signed it. So it's, I believe, the only guitar in existence signed by Ronnie James Dio and Ira Glass.
It's got to be a one of one, absolutely.
One of one.
So, wow, you spent like a full recording session with Dio, essentially, like a full hour.
I did a show,
block.
in the theater. It was Dio, Ronnie James Dio, and Kyle Gass from Tenacious D. were
Wow,
my
what a
guests.
lineup. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah.
Dude, that's rad.
It was awesome. And Dio was, it was right before he got back with Black Sabbath. And
With Heaven and Hell?
Yeah, what ended up being called Heaven and Hell. And he was so nice, like he told me about it, and I'm sure many people knew about it, but he told me in this really sweet way, like I was the third guy to know, like him and Tony know, and now he's telling me. It was just very sweet. He was so nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some serious bucket list shit. And obviously, if if you haven't done it yet, you can't do it anymore to meet and hang with Dio. It's one of those things that expires in life that you had to do it while you still could. That's crazy. I'm crazy jealous about that. I've stood front row, like when they did that Heaven and Hell, I would go as many shows as I could and stand like front row right here to him and just do everything to get his attention.
Friends that like toured were on that tour, Down tour.
Down was on. It was Down in Megadeth.
They were telling me that you could hear Ronnie sing from like you'd stand on the side of the stage and hear just his voice, like he was that powerful, like not even like the PA.
That's so
just
cool.
Like, so powerful.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of Dio, a tie-in, we started with Birmingham, but let's also pay note, we are literally at Castle Donington, the home of probably the most legendary festival I knew of growing up, which was, Monsters of Rock, and, Rainbow was on the very first Monsters of Rock. Does that festival hold as much significance with you guys as it does for me as a metal kid?
Yeah, but for me, it's Slade. Are there no Slade fans here?
Sladist? No one? There you go.
It's Christmas!
A few.
No, Goodbye to Jane. That's the best one.
That's
my favorite song by Slade. We were talking about this earlier, but since my name is Dave Hill, if any of the 350,000 of you here right now have forgotten that, I share a name with Dave Hill from Slade, and I get emails a few times a year from people who think they're emailing Dave Hill from Slade. And I used to be like, no, sorry, you got the wrong guy. And then in recent years, I'm like, fuck it. I'm telling them, yeah, it's
Embrace
me.
it.
You've got him.
Yeah, I'll sign whatever you like.
A few years ago, I feel bad about this, but I got an email, Slade 2, Dave Hill's version of
And
Slade.
this is the third person he's told, by the way. Ronnie James Dio knows this, and Tony Iommi knows this, and now you guys are going to know this.
They were playing like somewhere in the Midlands, and this guy had a radio show at a hospital, and it was this station that broadcast within the hospital only. So he was like, would you do an interview ahead of the show? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course, I'll do it. And I did like a half-hour interview doing my horrible black country accent, and I'm like, come on down. I can't even do it. I mean, come on. I was like, it's like, do you have a message for the people, the patients here at whatever hospital? I was like, come on down, come with your IVs, come in your gowns, just get to the Slade show. And then I was like, will you please send me a recording of this? He was like, definitely. And then he emailed and he's like, hey, could I have tickets to the show? And I felt so bad about it. I felt so bad that I had hoodwinked him.
Yeah.
But
that's how he called the bluff, essentially, was asking for tickets.
yeah.
That's crazy.
But no, I love Slade.
I can't believe you did. He was asking like career questions, and you were just as a Slade fan, you just had the answers.
I've read Naughty Holder's autobiography. I've read some of Dave Hill's autobiography. I'm pretty knowledgeable. I would say I'm the foremost authority on Slade in North America.
Unreal.
Those are my areas of expertise.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Hill of Slade. What about you? Was Monsters of Rock, was that like you have one of those posters in your bedroom growing up kind of thing?
No.
No?
I didn't exist then.
What? No shit. Was it like, for me, like growing up, like looking at those photos of the lineups and stuff, I always imagined that would be like the kind of concert I'd want to go to.
No, my posters were Pamela Anderson.
Really?
No.
I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have been allowed to have that.
Yeah. It wasn't until I was
That's what I
about
think.
16 or 17, I had friends from school come over and point out to me, they're like, a lot of photos of shirtless dudes on your wall, brother. So then
There still is.
It still is. I mean, I don't know. What looks better than James Hetfield holding an Explorer without a shirt on, man? Come on. Okay, so no interest in Monsters of Rock whatsoever?
Oh, yeah.
Well, come on.
Obviously, but I didn't have posters and, Yeah.
But it was, I don't know. I'm trying to fucking get you to play a riff from one of the bands that played Monsters of Rock. And guess what? Every band ever has played Monsters of Rock. From your Metallicas and AC/DCs and Judas Priests to your Whitesnake Saxons and... lay a fucking Monsters of Rock band riff on us. I know it's going to be Metallica too, isn't it?
Okay.
Becky, what about you? Is there one of the bands that's played Monsters of Rock that like sticks out to you as like your band from that lineup?
I gotta be honest, I do not know the history of every band.
All right.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I feel like we have so many great festivals in Europe that like, okay, yeah, they had great lineups, but we continue to have great lineups for many, many years afterwards. Maybe it's more of a thing in America, I don't know.
What is that?
You know, in America, do you look at European lineups and go like, wow, like they got all the bands there? I mean,
It seems I can say as a guy who grew up in Cleveland, it always seemed so much cooler.
Way cooler.
For me, everything was cooler in England.
Yeah, you've got a North American bookend right here. Like, can
I mean,
safely say.
like from you know, Sabbath and Priest and all that, but then like the Smiths and all, everything was cooler over here.
It's called the new wave of British heavy metal for a reason, man. Like, it's, there was not a lot of, aside from our Metallica, Guns N' Roses, like, 91 catastrophic tour, like, you'd look at these European lineups and the festivals, like, I don't know, we fetishize it as North Americans, looking at these lineups, like, damn, I wish that Whitesnake, Ozzy, Deep Purple, and Maiden would play a show together in fucking Cleveland. That'd be the coolest shit ever.
I did see Monsters of Rock in Ohio when they did that tour.
Yeah, so it became like a brand after like the initial 80s ones here. It turned into a traveling brand.
Metallica, Dokken, Scorpions, Van Halen, and Kingdom Come.
That's fucking sick. Kingdom Come is a great opener on that.
Depending on how you look at it, yeah.
Well, you don't like that 80s hair rock? Come on.
I mean,
Come on.
I don't know. I don't know, whatever. I guess no.
No. No is the short answer I'm looking for.
No, I don't know. They just sounded like Led Zeppelin to me.
I want to shift into some more questions geared towards each one of you. Becky, you mentioned that the best gig of your life was your first Merciful Fate gig. It's definitely a musical highlight for you. I'm kind of curious in your story of joining that band. I'm sure you've told this story 800 times in the last 2 years, but I would love to know how a girl living in Birmingham joins a Danish OG heavy metal band that put out all their music before you were even born. It's kind of, just kind of like a crazy thing. It's actually the most American Danish band of all time. King has fully embraced American Texas culture. I've seen him in full NASCAR mode before. It's pretty impressive. But yeah, tell me how you end up in that band, because that is got to be a crazy story, a mind fuck, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, like their biggest albums was like 83 and 84. So the last album they put out was in 1999, and I was 8 years old then. So like, it was a bit wild. But yeah, I was a big fan. I got into them as a lot of people did through Metallica, kind of backwards from there. And I've been gigging like small shows for many years, but what really took off for me was just playing riffs on social media and posting them like on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like this. What?
Play some riffs.
Play some. Which
Play
one?
some riffs. I feel like we already did this. Under the sun. It's imagine. A mercenary.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, that's what they
it
wanted.
was the
Got
one
it.
that I thought you guys would probably know that one, so I was like, I'll go for that one again. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I was just playing some riffs. I think I covered Into the Coven at one point. Damned if I can remember it right now. But yeah, I've been posting riffs online for ages. And then I was just attending Bloodstock Festival back in 2022. I don't know, was anyone there? Bloodstock 2022 and Merciful Fate played?
Wow,
Hell yeah.
look at that. Whole
Nice.
cheering section right over there.
Yes. So I went as a fan. I picked up a ticket that week because I was like, fuck yeah. Because I really wanted to see Merciful Fate. And then on the day that they played, I was just kind of wandering around. And there's no signal at this festival. And apparently the band's management had been messaging me that day. And I had no idea. So they'd sent people out to find me in the festival because apparently they were looking for me.
Search party, Becky Baldwin, party of one.
And I was in like, I'm not playing this festival mode. I was just in a bikini getting drunk somewhere, as I do when I go to festivals.
Same.
So yeah. I mean, it was like 40 degrees that year. It was like ridiculously hot. And they ended up putting my name on beside this on the stage. Like there's these big screens, and they put my name up, being like, "Has anyone seen Becky Baldwin? Send her here." And eventually someone found me, and they were like, "Becky, like, oh, you have to come with me." And I'm like, "Well, where are we going?" So you have to meet Livia, and I'm like, "Who's Livia?" But okay, yeah, let's go meet
It's
Livia.
very trusting
like,
of you. It's
I
nuts.
say, a fan? I don't know. That's cool, yeah. And then being like dragged down, and I'm like, "We're going backstage. Like, what's going on?" And
Didn't you ever learn about not following random people backstage at a giant festival?
Well, I trusted this person. I
Let's
thought
go.
she was cool, so I was like, let's just see what happens. And then I get like dragged in front of like King Diamond. I'm like, what the?
Full
What is going on here?
makeup, or civilian King Diamond?
Full makeup. Full makeup. Yeah.
I'd lose it.
Does he talk like he sings? Like, hey, Becky!
No.
Hello, Becky! Join my band!
And
Join my band!
Was he holding just like a dead raven or something at least? You got it. Yeah.
actually, he was very calm and collected, as they would be. But he had the full stage look and the kind of crown and the kind of big cloak thing.
I'd be scared shitless.
Yeah, I was terrified, and I had no idea what was going on. He's like, "Do you know why you're here?" And I'm like, "Whatever
terrifying.
it is,
That's awful!
whatever it is, I'm game. Is there like some sacrifice? Like, am I gonna like be set on fire?"
You know he collects bones, right? Like,
yeah,
dude.
I know. I was like, "This is the most metal day of my life. This is great. Like, whatever it is, yeah, okay." And then he's like, "Well, you see, we have a tour," and I'm like, "Okay." In North America, and he's like, "Well, we wondered if you would come," and I'm like, "Yeah." "Well, why do you want me to come?" And he's like, "Well, we need a bass player." And I'm like, "Whoa, okay." That was, so I just couldn't imagine that ever happening before. But yeah, like apparently a couple of days before they'd been like trying to brainstorm bass players. And they'd had some suggestions, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm not sure about these people. They haven't got a headstock on the end of their bass. It's not really our vibe."
Oh yeah, that's.
That's
yeah,
kind
boo.
of
Nerd
that's
guitar.
not the vibe.
Nerd guitar.
Yeah, and then Hank had seen some of my videos of like covers, and was like, "Well, she likes the kind of stuff that we listen to, the songs that influenced us. She knows these riffs. She's like old school, like 80s kind of metal person." And I think, and then King was like, he watched a couple of videos, apparently only of maybe one or two, and was just like, "Yeah, cool, I've got a good feeling about this." He's a very like, he goes with his intuition, and like, he was just like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, how do we ask her?" And then he's like, "Oh, according to her social media, she's going to Bloodstock." He's like, "We're at Bloodstock in 2 days. Let's just ask her then." And there you go.
That's the
Wow.
most insane
That's
cold
amazing.
call of
They
all
didn't-
time.
Yeah, they didn't do much digging and research. I could have been an absolute psychopath or something, or like, completely. I mean, these days you can kind of fake anything on the internet, like recording, like a performance-wise.
AI videos,
yeah, it could
yeah.
have all been AI. It could have all just been absolute shit. But they trusted me, and I'm really grateful
That's
for that.
crazy.
What
Like-
did you do like with your ride home? Did you like text your friends like, "Fuck you, I'm in
man.
Merciful Fate right now. I'm not going home with you guys."
I rolled back into my campsite, so I was just in like standard camping with all my
Packed
friends.
your shit up, got
And
on the
then-
tour
no.
bus.
Well, the tour was for America. So they finished the European tour, and then I did the American tour. But yeah, when I rolled back into the campsite at 3 a.m., my friends just sat around like, where have you been? Like, and they were like, why was your name on the stage? Like, what's going on? Did you die? Like, where are you? And I'm like, you will not fucking believe this. And then I tell them, and they're like, I do not fucking believe that.
That's the craziest.
And
That's
they're
insane.
like, they were like, we were really worried about you. Like, where did you go? And I was like, I was absolutely fine. I was having the best day of my life.
It's like being at the supermarket. It's like, hey, someone's missing a kid. Like, hey, can Trevor come to the customer service desk, please? Like, you were Trevor.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm
But
a
you were
kid called
getting.
Trevor.
You didn't lose your mom though. You were getting asked to join Merciful Fate.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm happy I asked. That's a really
That's
cool.
amazing.
That's way cooler of a story than I thought it was going to be. To be honest, I thought it was going to be like some send an audition video, but
Yeah.
no. To get cold called by on the PA at one of the biggest fests in the world, and then to stand in front of King Diamond full makeup and get asked to join the band just like that is insane.
Yeah, so it was just a dep tour for that. But, then the next time I saw them was like the rehearsal the day before the show.
That's crazy.
It
Imagine
was
if
just
you
a
showed
sound
up.
check. And
Imagine if you like sucked and didn't know any of the songs. They'd be screwed. Yeah, they had one day to
know.
figure it out.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
they put a lot of trust in me.
This
It's
is
insane.
exactly how I wound up in Foghat, though. It's the same thing.
Just like cold call, you play.
Yeah, it didn't work out. We're
You,
still.
you got kicked out of Foghat after your
I
first show.
can't talk about it legally. I shouldn't be mentioning Foghat.
Dave, I want to ask you about a concept that I've always kind of felt and experienced in my life, and I think you might be able to shed some light on it, some intuition and some wisdom. Every comic wants to be a rock star, and every guitar player thinks they're the funniest fucking person in the room. Tell me about this idea. Because you're the perfect blend of both. You're well versed in both those items. You're like kind of what everyone wants to be. So tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, I am.
Thanks.
No, I don't know.
Appreciate the input.
No, people say that. I mean, people, musicians want to be comedians, and the
Yeah,
other
they
way
think
around.
they're hilarious.
But I started as a musician, and I kind of went into comedy by accident. I never really planned to go into it, and then I started. I still played music, in bands, but kept it very separate. And then I kept getting asked to do shows where there was like a house band, and then I would just like, I'll bring my guitar and just tell my jokes while ripping solos. And then now that's just kind of what I do.
Tell a joke while ripping a solo.
All right. What's the difference between me and a 747? Not everyone's been inside a 747.
Not bad. Oh, drop D.
Does no one know that song of 350,000 people?
375,000 people. No one knows Rats Lay It Down.
One guy did.
One guy.
Oh my god.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Old Drake from Evile, lead guitar. Keep going. All right.
All right. Fight.
Scanning the scene in the city tonight, looking for pussy that's tight. There's an evil
That's not
feeling
the
in our
words.
brains, but it's nothing new. You know it drives us insane. Running on our way, you will pay 1,000 deaths. Running on our way, you will pay 1,000 deaths. destroy. Seek and what? Searching. Seek and destroy. Searching. Searching.
Nailed it.
Dave Hill, lead guitar.
Is that where we're there?
That's what we're.
That was that part, yeah.
Hey, Download, thank you for hanging out with us. My name's Daniel DK. To my right, we've got Becky Baldwin. After her, we've got Old Drake. And on the end, we've got, for legal reasons, Dave fucking Hill. For legal reasons. This has been Defender of the Riff. Have an amazing fucking festival. Drink lots of beer, smoke lots of weed. Hopefully you're all getting laid. And appreciate you hanging out with us. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Have a great festival weekend, Download!